Hello, travelers. Here we are at the end of 2023. I can't believe it. It went by so fast. And I'm coming to you today with an open tarot reading. This will be with the Sibyllus, a 15 card spread. I haven't done one in about a year. And I hope you enjoy it. Since I don't know what the reading will be about, what the messages will be about, that will determine what oracle card I pull for you. Also, if you're interested in getting a reading, you can contact me at the address listed there, HiddenLotusTarot@gmail.com, and say, hey Tara, I want a 30-minute, 45, 60-minute reading. Email me and I will get back to you. I won't be doing any readings, let's say, on the 1st. So you can try to book on the 31st or the 2nd. Like I said, I haven't done one of these in a long time. I really like the cards because they speak rather plainly and clearly. And they are lots of fun. They tell lots of stories. So we're going to go ahead and get into the reading. I have already done some meditation and shuffling on the cards. And we are just going to open them up and see what they say. Let me turn the camera around. I was supposed to give a reading on the 26th and the 28th. However, as I explained in my post over on Substack, I got caught by the Mercury retrograde. My contractor suddenly he finished the job on the 26th, and I spent 2 days trying to pay him. He was using Cash App, and I kept saying, I don't use Cash App. Let me pay you through PayPal. And he said no. So I had to end up going to the bank and getting him the cash out. It was a nightmare. So I like my bathroom though. Let me shuffle these one more time. As I said, we will be doing a 15 card spread. And let me put another rifle on them. I will show you the cards as I get ready to lay them, so you can get a good look at them, because they're small cards. Ready? Here we go. First card out is the Domestico. The Donna Maritata. The Stanza, the Room. The Precious Presence, because I can't say it in Italian. The Letterezza. That's our first row. My goodness, that speaks volumes. Next row, Bambino. Ammalato, the sick person. Conversación, conversation. Fortune, falling underneath the presence is good. Lamante, female, the lover. Final row, Doctore. Pensiero, meditation or thinking. Letterato, that's a person, and it's kind of difficult to explain, but I'll explain it here. L'amica, friend. And finally, desperate jealousy. Now, how the cards are read are past, present, future. Past, present, future. 2 rows for the past and 2 rows for the future. And then we have the interplay of the cards. And I like to start in the very center. There's conversations being had. And the conversations, this card says that the conversations are pleasant and friendly. Usually around a table. So you might be at a cafe, or particularly since we are in the holiday season, you might be out at a cafe or restaurant. And the conversations are pleasant and friendly. The way the picture of the card, there are people talking about, there is a groom and his father, the bride and her mother. I mean, the father and mother of the bride, and that's her sister. And in the blue is a bride. And they are speaking to her, perhaps, about, with the mother, friendly conversation. Maybe they just met or something like that. So it implies that the conversations are good and positive. Now, across the top, the Domestico is kind of a funny card. He is neither negative or positive. He represents a person. Now, there are many meanings. He can simply be a helper card, like a verb. Or he can actually be a person who likes to help. But the reason why it's a funny card, because the question is about, is he really helping you, or is he helping himself? Right? So there's a dual implied meaning. It can also be the man returning. As you see, he's walking through the door with his hat in his hand. The Donna Maritata is usually, the meaning of the card is respect for a married woman. But she doesn't have to be married. She can be simply a woman who's kind and nurturing, easy to get along with. Here, the stanza, it implies secrets between two people. Secrets that they know, deep secret that they know about each other. And what I like about the card is that it shows that there may have been a fight inside the room. The curtains are torn, the mirror is askew, and there's nobody in the room. So this can either be about secrets told to somebody, or there was a fight. Now, precious presents is just that. It's gifts of jewels, sometimes cash, can be even good advice given to you in a kind, loving manner. But over here, we have the Leggerezza. This is the sex card. And it says that you have misgauged either a situation or a person for what they truly are. You made a mistake. So if I'm reading this right, perhaps you have had somebody help you, or you guys are having, sometimes this card can speak to affair. And you thought it was a gift, but you have made a mistake. So I'm assuming that you maybe had someone help you. It's someone that knows a secret about you, or you about him. You thought it was a gift, but you have miscalculated. Okay? The second row. The bambino is about a child, yes, but in this instance, it speaks about, I think, something new. That's what it feels like, something new. And whatever it is, it's enough to make you ill, someone ill. Sometimes this card is about rest and relaxation, is about your health, obviously, but it can also be about people and situations that make you sick. There's something unhealthy about whatever is going on here, even though I have a lot of positive cards, and yet you have a conversation about it. And this is fortune. That means that you are protected by your karma, and it is karma that has been accrued. It's not luck of the draw. It's not sudden luck. It's something that you've done and you accrued this karma, right? And here we have l'amante, female, the lover. But in this case, what she represents is someone who is deep in her feelings. Underneath the sex card, the misjudging and miscalculation about someone or something. The last row, Dottore. Now, Dottore is just that, a doctor, but he could also be any man with a degree in something. He could be, let's say, a banker, a scientist, not really a scientist, but a doctor of any profession. He is the King of Wands. She is the Queen of Coins. He is the Page or Knight of Wands. She is the Queen of Cups. Okay? And so the Dottore usually appears if you need help with something. He is usually the person who can help you in whatever the problem is. He's not a specialist. He is a general practitioner when it comes to medicine, but he can be a tax lawyer, like I said, any person with a degree in whatever field he works in. This card, the pensiero, just means you are thinking and meditating. Maybe he is about something that you have asked him to help with. But I think there is someone else, and I'm not sure if the whole reading relates to this guy, because here he is waiting on, this person is waiting on a conversation. He's waiting to have a conversation. Never mind that there are conversations going on here. This is all about something important, but you have to be careful with this guy because he can be cunning and cold and calculating. Another name for him is the artist or the artista, but in this case, I don't think that fits what's going on. Here we have a friend. So this is either about someone that you know, an acquaintance. She can be a sister, just a friend, a close friend. But sometimes it says that an event occurred at her house. Usually she is neither positive or negative, but she could be someone that introduces you to someone else in order to try and, help or just make introductions. But the last card the desperate jealousy. And this is about someone who perhaps is so despondent. Maybe they lost a bunch of money. Maybe they reached financial ruin. Maybe it is all about substance abuse, but the person feels that he can't go on. I don't ever like to see this card come out, because particularly at the end, because we don't know exactly what the circumstances are around this person, what the problem is. He sits underneath the woman who is feeling too much. So I'm going to look this way. Here is the domestico with the ammalato and the doctore. Perhaps someone has gotten sick, or the situation is making the... I got a feeling this domestico is keen to whatever the problem is. Perhaps he is not a lover per se, the card for a lover, but he is someone, I think, hanging around. This secret, I think, is trouble. This is a past, remember? So in the past, there was a situation in which perhaps you got involved with someone and it didn't turn out as you thought it would. At first, it was like a dream come true. But you have miscalculated and misjudged the person for who they really are. I think that your friend here can be very fortunate in helping you out of the circumstances that you are in. But the two characters that worry me the most are these two. And the artista, or the letterato, the man of letters. It implies, if these three guys are the same, this implies that this person, and maybe the doctore, he gives it a little thought and then he writes it down. Dates, times, places, incidents, and maybe he is waiting for you to come and talk to him. Here, this row is saying maybe you feel remorseful, or maybe you're just tired, but you gotta think. And sometimes I don't think this is about a relationship with the doctor. Maybe it is, but or the person who you can refer to as the doctore. I think this person is trying to figure out what to do in regards to these two people. This is about meetings, deeply held secrets. But the card is attached to these two people. There are no people over here. And this is about the way you're feeling, all emotional. This is a shy woman who doesn't say exactly how she feels. So maybe you go talk to, I don't know, a therapist. He listens. He writes down what is said. He takes notes. Maybe it occurred at a friend's house, but it doesn't explain the desperate jealousy. That's the odd card out. And maybe you thought that it was a mistake that was going to instantly vanish because of the karma. But we see here the desperate jealousy. Let me tell you a little bit about the desperate jealousy. It is the Eight of Swords, which is like the Eight of Swords in the regular card. It says consumed with jealousy. It can symbolize the advanced stage. It warns of a toxic environment. You may feel that you're not involved in a toxic environment at all, and the people are seemingly very nice. But it turns out that's why this is here. But it turns out that they were deeply envious of you and scheming behind your back to cause you ruin. It includes treachery, slander, gossip, and envy. It warns of danger, and danger coming from a circle of your acquaintances. In love, it indicates jealousy, extreme jealousy, envy, possessiveness. If it can still be called love, it comes with a heavy price. In any kind of relationship, it indicates a lack of trust and self-respect. It also warns that you may be about to trust someone who will ultimately lead you to your ruin. I don't know what to tell you about this. Maybe you spoke to your good friend here and told her something, and she stabs you in the back. And what you thought was, for lack of a better term, a stroke of good luck, turned out not to be. I think that maybe this is about a boyfriend or somebody you don't know very well. It could be that this person turned into a new relationship, because sometimes the Doctore means sometimes he can be someone that you want to love, but he's not good for you. Someone that you want to trust, but you can't trust him. That's apparent with these two cards. And maybe you thought it was like a gift to you. Maybe the person made you feel all wonderful and lovely, but you misjudged the situation and the person. And that is going to get you in trouble. And here you are, all in your emotions about the person. And maybe this was supposed to be good advice, but in a way I get the feeling that you are somewhat protected in this situation, but it's going to cause a lot of pain. And I am really worried about this set of cards here. because it looks as though all of them are faced back this way, the men. And that tells me it's something to do with the past because it is in the past role. And I don't think whoever this person is, the other person in the situation, has forgotten about it. And this may be, especially under a Mercury retrograde, where you might run into the person or have words with the person. It's in a fire sign in Sagittarius. And he has not forgotten. And maybe you try to be friends with him, or you wanting to be friends with him. You're hoping that maybe things are not as bleak as they seem, but you're about to trust the wrong person. I don't know what to tell you about this. I really wish I knew what to tell you. Except be careful. And what you say. Keep a lookout. I really have a feeling that it's going to come to a head anyway. And maybe what you thought was a secret is really not. This implies treachery and gossip. Maybe your best friend, or who you thought was your friend, ends up stabbing you in the back. That's a crappy reading to leave on the end of the year. But because we have this center conversation, and usually it's not going into bars and making merriment, that's another card for that, but this implies a public space, like a restaurant or something. Like you sit down to take tea and sandwiches and you start chatting, and someone is listening to everything you say. They're just waiting and listening. So be careful what you say and to whom you say it. And I would look at everybody around me and try to see them with fresh eyes. Because these two cards say you can't trust anybody. It's coming from your acquaintance, circle of acquaintances. Somebody who wishes you ill. Very much so. And this is how you'll be feeling. And I don't want you to feel that way at the end of the year. I mean, you will survive, I think. But not without some pain. On that note, I'm going to pull a Psychic Oracle Tarot. The funny thing, all cards lead to this one. This guy. He's extremely intelligent, very calculating, and extremely very smart. And this person, if you cross him, can take years to get revenge back on you, like a Scorpio. Okay? All right, let's pull a card. Patience and planning. It's the 7 of coins. Waiting for the harvest to come in. Good things come to those who wait. This card signifies the qualities of patience and letting go of control. You should now pause, rest, assess, and rethink what's in front of you before continuing. The number 7 physical card reminds you to evaluate the goals that you're seeking, your finances, and even your relationships. Take the time to review each area one by one, for there's no rush when you're planning for a successful future. As you pause during this period, notice what has worked well for you in the past, not what you or others believe to be true, but in actual positive experiences. While you're at this reflecting stage, you can stand back and plan how you're going to handle potentially difficult, complex decisions and situations that may arise in the future. I think, even though I was kind of not thinking this card fits this situation, I think it does. While you're at the reflecting stage, stand back and plan how you're going to handle potentially difficult, complex situations and decisions that may arise in the future. I think that's a perfect card. I really do. And it looks like for just a moment, you think that everything is hunky-dory. Remember, past, present, future. Past, present, future. And that looks like a very difficult situation indeed. I especially think it's going to be difficult because it looks like you're not going to know who to trust. And the truth is, you can trust yourself, right? But just be careful who you're talking to and what you tell them. And I think somebody already knows what the deal is. So that's my last reading for 2023. A bunch of drama for certain. Very exciting, so to speak. But remember that fear and anger can also be excitable emotions. I don't know why my camera is going out. But that's what I have for you. And until next time, which is 2024 when I come back. I don't know why it's doing that. I hope to see you then, and take care.